say that she's gone, new champ, and then I'm gonna say what the episode's gonna be about. Basically about you know, but worst champions and best champions. Throw a little shade on her, and then I'm gonna say perfect, and then I'm gonna pause, and then you can chime in.
All right.
Sound good?
That sounds good with me.
Yep. So basically, you'll chime in, announce who you are, and then I'll
Announce who
say.
you are, and then I'll.
That
Give
was
me a
weird.
second, because I'm about to go to my truck, so I can be quiet. And too much
Okay.
stuff going on here. Too much stuff going on. With the air
Hey,
conditioning
I
being all
hear
loud. Oh, Mr. Air Conditioner. Because man, my watch you too. You clean it
you.
up. I'm going out. I'm good.
Okay, good. So basically, yeah, I'm gonna say that you're gonna introduce who you are, and
Introduce who
then
you are, and then
why is that doing that? One second, let me walk out of this room again. Okay, but I'm gonna say, oh, oh yeah, I got it now. Then I'm gonna say pretty much, you know what? I think I should have a new co-host because the other one has abandoned me, and and then we're gonna start. We're gonna start the episode, and I think I let you go first. I'll ask you, who do you think is on? We'll go with worst first. Who's your worst championship reign?
Uh,
All
cool,
right.
cool.
And we don't really have to do it. We don't really have to do a lead in. Well, I don't have to do a lead in because the little intro that we had made does the intro for us. So I'm just going to jump right into the conversation, and then when you get your time to chime in, you can introduce yourself. All right. All the sound levels are good. Oh, let's check. All right. Let's get this going. Three. Let me let me turn this off. These people just keep messaging me.
me.
I can't have it. Mute for a couple hours. Cool. All right. Good. And then turn that off.
Turn that off. Cool.
Weird. All right. Ready. 3, 2, 1. If you've listened to that intro, you will know this show is a two-party team. But I like to announce, as I have on Twitter and on Facebook, that we have a new heel turn champion. Yes, Haven Rain has been defeated and embarrassed and is gone this week's episode. So I'm going to do this one solo. See, the thing is, a real champion defends their title wherever they go against whoever stands against them, as I have and as I will. So today's episode that I'm doing solo, I will talk about the best and the worst championship reigns in WWE history. Because my championship reign, though it has just started, will be absolutely perfect.
Did somebody say perfect?
Who the hell is that?
Before I was rudely interrupted by you peasants,
Oh,
my name is Perfection Personified Prodigy. And I decided to drop in. I'd heard of this news.
oh. So
So,
this.
guess to
Huh?
you
Okay.
can speak now, peasant.
Okay. Oh, I guess I'll have a guest on this episode then, because I am a very, very open
The perfect.
champion. I love to have guests and have different opinions on there because this new regime, this new reign will be much, much better than the previous one under Miss Haven, like the little play on the rain name. Anyway, I'll be generous and let you go first. Please enlighten me with a worst championship reign.
And Real Hill would tell you my worst championship reign would be Andre the Giant.
Ooh.
And it's simple because I didn't remember him winning the championship. Like, we think about all the great champs, Andre the Giant at all. His biggest moment is slammed by Hogan at WrestleMania. He's worse.
Oh man, You know,
Everybody remembers. Tell me, who remembered? Even if you're born back then, you probably didn't remember him as the champion. He had really literally his good. He's horrible.
you make a good point because I don't really remember him really defending the belt. I guess it's might be showing my age a little bit, but no, I don't really remember any classic matches or feuds other than him getting slammed and pinned.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Worse.
just as a disclaimer, we're not counting reigns that lasted less than a day. So if you're a champ for like 5 seconds, we don't count that. Sorry, Mick Foley and Kane. Because you guys, that doesn't really, it counts, but it doesn't count.
Again, Dolph
Well,
doesn't. We'll pass Dolph off the edge situation.
That's true. Let's see. On my list of worst champion, I'm gonna have to say the worst champion that I've seen in a long time has to go to Big Show. In 2002, when he beat Brock Lesnar at Royal Rumble, or was it Survivor Series? I can't even remember. Pointless. Absolutely pointless. Because he won the belt and people were scratching their head like, really? This guy? Big Show? Is that a guy, really? And then the next month he lost it to Kurt Angle. So it was just he was a definition of a transitional champion. Nobody wants that. Pointless. He didn't defend against anybody. Just terrible.
It really was transitional. Him and Paul Heyman never really gelled well either together as a team. It didn't look right. It felt weird seeing him with Paul Heyman the whole time.
Yeah.
He go right back to Brock. Was like, what's
yeah, it went back to Brock after Kurt. So it's like, I guess he was just kind of like in the meantime, I guess.
Yeah.
Then
Brock still after that. So it's like, he looks strong.
Yeah. Let's switch to something positive. Give me a best reign you got going on there.
The best reign I had to really dig for, and I'm gonna give you my best reign, which is gonna probably really not shock some people, but it's gonna be, and I'm a Jericho fan, so it's gonna be the Chris Jericho 2008 run as champion.
That was a good run.
You don't think he just came back. First he came a little while, then he finally went quiet and started coming to you with parasites and hypocritical tapeworms. I love that. Like he just walked around smug, mugging everybody. That's when he brought in the Code Breaker. So he brought in the Code Breaker. He did his best work in 2008, 2009, Superstar of the Year. It's a lot of great work from that man. So
no, you're right. No, you're right. If you don't think that Chris Jericho is one of, if not the greatest of all time, you have to check out this run because he has the ability to reinvent himself every time he comes back. I mean, for crying out loud, he got a scarf and a piece of paper over this last year.
We got it over.
It. And if you don't like that, you're going on the list. I'm just saying. For best, if you're a listener of the show, you'll already know there are certain wrestlers that I just don't like, but I will give them their props. I will. I'm going to say one of the best runs as champ would have to go to Stone Cold Steve Austin, like his first run, simply because it was the beginning of arguably the biggest draw in television wrestling history. And it led to some memorable feuds, some great matches. Okay, great's debatable, but good matches, extremely good matches. And he's a fan favorite. As much as I am, so on him, I cannot disregard the fact that he's on the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. And this reign was good. It was really good. And it started the upturn and it didn't start us, but it cemented that WWE is going to start winning pretty soon if they weren't winning already.
Yeah, I'm agree with you. I kept Stone Cold on my list, but I want to kind of having that so that what you were predict the Stone Colds and the Rock. But I believe the first one was great. Like to beat the bosses up, beat Vince up when you got the chance. It really ushered into the Attitude Era. Stone Cold started the Stone Cold Rock feud. Got a lot of things going on there.
Yeah.
So it really kept me intrigued.
We're going to switch it back up again. What's on another one of your terrible, awful reigns?
Another terrible, awful reign I'm going with, and the Sheamus 2008, 2009 runs also awful for me. And
really?
I didn't like it. And maybe because this is the Celtic Warrior thing, and I felt like you could build Sheamus up as this big bully heel, like kind of like he is now, this big brute. And again, I'm running from Nixes, and he's running from everybody pretty much. He's asking for Cena for help. I'm like, really?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
And it's sad because he's the champ, but that's the thing that sticks in my mind. Right.
No, I forgot about that.
Ran and asked Cena for help. So,
Yeah.
man. So I can't. That can't hurt me because, and I'm a Sheamus guy.
Okay. Look, I've grown to Sheamus. I've grown from just like a okay to I do appreciate Sheamus. I do like him. I'm not even gonna lie.
And like
So
Sheamus at ECW Sheamus, I didn't like. He came to the main. He came to the big leagues. I kind of like Sheamus now.
Yeah, he came out the gate swinging, man.
He beat John Cena in tables matches really early to become so.
Yeah, and fun fact, that pay-per-view was the first pay-per-view, was the second pay-per-view ever where all the major titles changed hands.
That is right.
Yeah, when I'm doing research for this, I looked that up. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yes, I do research every once in a while. But on my list of worst champion reigns, I'm gonna have to give it to. I had somebody on my list, but I changed it once we started talking because I'm gonna have to give it to Kane, man, because I literally forgot about all his title reigns. He was World Heavyweight Champion, he was ECW Champion, and he was WWF Champion. I forgot about all of them.
Well, I remember Daniel Bryan and Kim being tag team champions.
Exactly. Like the only one I remember him winning was I remember him winning. I remember who he won all the belts from, but I don't remember who he lost them to because I just forgot he was champ. I know he won the first from Stone Cold. He won the ECW from Chavo, and he won the World Heavyweight from Rey Mysterio. But like, I don't remember him ever defending any of them or even losing them. Well, I remember him losing Stone Cold the next night, so we weren't going to count that. But the rest of them, the other 2 or 3, whatever, pick whichever one you want because they're all bad.
I forgot. I like CW championship run. He brought up Chavo name, and I remember that match in my head. Like he squashed Chavo in that match.
Yep, I think it was like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, maybe.
Short match.
We're gonna upswing again. Give me a top champ.
Top champ, which was also tossed up for me, but it's gonna be The Miz. It's 2011. He went so far. I think he should get another title run. Okay. But Miz, because at that point, he made WWE must see. You had to watch what this man said, what he did. He turned that spinning belt to the M. Was standing for The Miz. He had the best kids in the business because I'm The Miz and I'm awesome. He had actuality is his, I guess it's Mr. Rogers member. To call him Mr. Rogers actuality. Okay. So yeah, you had The Miz was
mm-hmm.
He was the guy for me. Like great, he said he has let me because I'm awesome. He had great merchandise also. So The Miz just had it going on that year as champion.
He really did. Like I know personally, I like The Miz from the jump, but that showed he had so much character development, so much, I guess, airtime. You actually got to see that he had a lot of personality. I'm still pushing for him, like you said. I'm still pushing for another reign from him because right now, aside from that, this is probably his best stuff, if not his best stuff. Because this dude, his gimmick now is he's a heel who makes good points.
He's also a better wrestler than he was.
Oh yes, he can put on a clinic now.
And I used to point out to people. I used to be worried about The Miz. When him and John Morrison broke up, I was like, who's going to be them? Who's going to be Michael? Who's going to be Jannetty? I guess we so. John Morrison so bad himself, Mundo.
Yep. But I'm glad we didn't have a Marty Jannetty out of that because that would have been sad because they're both really good talkers and really good wrestlers. So I was like, man, just hopefully it's like a Shawn and Triple H thing where they both do stuff afterwards.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. On my best, again, this is going to be now this wrestler I do not like. Like, for the record, I do not like him for any way, shape, or form. But I can appreciate good runs. I'm going to have to give it to CM Punk's 434 run. I'm going to have to give it to him because he was a babyface, he was a heel, and he brought back tons and tons of wrestling fans who had left after the down years. And I got to give it to him. He was entertaining. I still don't like him, but he was entertaining.
Yeah.
He put on some good matches, put on some bad ones too, but some good ones as well. And even though his reign ended with The Rock in a pretty good match, I would have to give it to him. It's one of the best reigns I've ever seen.
It's kind of funny. He's on my list too. He's on my list too, but I get the Punk off for 34 days, and I think his pipe bomb really had people and everybody back. Like, wow. I think he probably brought wrestling fans back there. Like, what? He said this? And a lot of fun fact that year, if on Facebook or Twitter, he finished it on Facebook and Twitter. He put the rest of it on Facebook and Twitter. So that year he also, it's also the same year that Colt on the radio interview, and then Mike put it out on the Facebook also.
See, you're very right about that, because like it's funny is if it wasn't for that pipe bomb, one of my favorite shows, Going in Raw, would have not been on the air, because they came back and decided to do wrestling reviews because of the pipe bomb. So I got to give them some credit on that, because I wouldn't have one of my favorite shows without that. So I'll give him some credit. I don't like him, but I'll give him some credit.
I do agree. Rock could beat him with the belt, because at that point, CM Punk was red. He was white hot. That cat was hot. He was on fire.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. At that time, I said The Rock should give him the rub, and
he should have.
If anybody didn't let it be Cena.
He should. Exactly. I agree. I couldn't agree more. What do you got for another? I think we're on worst now.
Worst and on worst. It's funny. Worst is a toss up again. You already said Kane, so now I have to Mysterio. Ray on the list.
Oh, God, he was world champ.
You said it. That's not like he was. He was. Like, he came. He had this big little run, and then he finally won it. Then he just kept losing and losing. Like it took Ray went from, and Ray took good matches, but you don't. Like I tell somebody, you don't take the champ seriously if you keep losing every match. Like, why is he champ?
No, I agree. If your champions get squashed all the time, are they really champ?
They gave him because Eddie Guerrero passed away. I get it. Just the whole Eddie thing. He got it.
Yeah. And
he was a safety champion. I know, like Christian was.
Yeah, and it's sad though, because they could have booked him as an underdog, but an underdog that somehow pulled out wins. But he just, like you said, he just lost a lot, and it was weird that they didn't give up on him. Because if I had booked my champion as an underdog, I'd have him win at least half the time, not lose 90% of the match. What's his name? Jack Swagger.
He was a face. He was a face at the time. He was a top face. He had the fans over with him and everything.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Champion.
If I were to say on the flip, a equally bad champion, I'm gonna have to go with World Heavyweight Champion Jack Swagger, who, when he won the Money in the Bank, everybody was like, "Really, Jack Swagger? Okay, whatever." And then when he won the belt so quickly afterwards, people were like, "Oh, okay, well, at least they'll book him dominant," because he was whooping people left and right. And as soon as he won the belt, he just lost all the time. Like, I don't get it. It's like when he became champ, it's like, all right, now it's time to job him out. What? He's champ.
I'm just with the Big Show, which was very dumb. He had this little segment he did with his father, and he had also award shows, and the Big Show broke the trophies and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what happens to, like, I personally believe if you have a heel or a face champ, you can be booked as a cowardly heel, but a strong cowardly heel. Like a heel that he runs from fights, but he can still fight the fight. He can still win. Like Ric Flair is a perfect example for me, because he'd win and he could cheat if he wanted to, but he didn't have to cheat to beat you. He didn't have to run away. He could just straight up beat you. And I think with Swagger, who I think was a heel at the time, he should have been booked like that. Like, he's a heel, but he can't out wrestle you. He can make you tap out. He can, just powerbomb you to the ground and pin you. But no, they just made him he was a mid-carder who was just champ for no reason and no like. It's one thing to be a champion and people do and you not be booked good, but people still like you, like Ray. But nobody liked Swagger,
Yeah.
and he wasn't booked strong either. If you're not booked strong, you don't win, and nobody likes you. Why are you champ? You don't even move merchandise. You're just champ to be champ. What, does Triple H like you?
I was like, that was when he won Money in the Bank. That was like, what? He won Money in the Bank? Wow, how? Wow.
I guess they had nobody else. So hit me with a best champ. I think we're in the final rounds. Hit me with a best champ.
The best champ. It's gonna be weird because a lot of people. I'm gonna go with JBL.
Ooh.
JBL, his first run SmackDown, 280 days, his longest champ still in SmackDown history. Since we still got the brand split, he's technically still champ SmackDown history. And JBL about what JBL went. That persona he changed. He came back. Wall Street millionaire. He turned that persona around without APA and switched all the way around. From APA, drinking beer, to now Money, Hill. I think about the Born Rich thing he did. Carnegie with the gym. He brought the cabinet. He made me watch. He made me watch SmackDown. I feel like SmackDown was at a down point, and he made everybody want to watch it again.
Yeah,
it was great. Like, he brought SmackDown back on the map.
No, you're right, because he actually. I'm glad you said that character. I'm glad you said that that wrestler, because my last one has to deal with that. But no, you're right, because when JBL was champ, he was entertaining. Last week, I was watching Armageddon, where he defended in that Fatal 4-Way match, and he was a great heel champion. He was fantastic. He is the bar at which you make a heel champion, because people just didn't like. He made you where you watched him, but people generally just did not like JBL. Not like we don't want you on our TV, but no, I can't wait for you to lose, so I want to watch, see what happens.
You know what made JBL character really great? Because you didn't know if it was really a character. Like, he really like that? Or is he just character?
Yeah.
Like, you question it. Like, he just like the asshole on screen.
Yeah, he oozed that persona. That was him. And
yeah,
I'm glad you said that, because that leads to my number one. Well, not number one, but one of the best ones. I'm going to have to, and people might not like this, I'm going to have to say John Cena. And hear me out. This is my defense of Cena. His first run, he invented a new type of heat. It's called John Cena heat, where like people liked you, but they didn't like you at the same time. And now Roman Reigns is facing that kind of heat where it's like, we like you, we don't like you. But this is like Cena, and no one since Kurt Angle had invented a heat where like people cheered you and booed you at the same time, where they had the Kurt Angle sucks. This was John Cena. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. But during his reign, he put on good matches with Kurt, good matches with the GOAT Y2J, and even had it was one match, but with Edge during that first run. And even afterwards, when he fought Edge, they put on memorable feuds. Like, you can take Cena's first 3 reigns and say these things were fantastic or had big matches. And it cemented him as a big name guy, because without him there first, without JBL putting over Cena, Cena couldn't put over Edge. And Edge might not have been world champion. So I'm going to have to give it to Cena's run. But to build off what you said, if it wasn't for JBL's run, we wouldn't have a Cena run. So
it's kind of funny you brought up Cena heat, because Cena he actually started. I always think about it only started because he switched from the basic Thuganomics scene to Cena. Started. Like, everybody want to keep on rapping every time. I'm like, wait, he start rapping. You said so.
It's weird. People were mad that he stopped rapping.
Yeah, he stopped. He put the chain. No more chain gang. And then you see, like, what happened?
Oh, true. Now, it has been great having you on the show. It really has. Another fellow heel and whatnot. So I have to ask you.
But I got an honorable mention as a great champ.
Oh, yes. You are. That's why, unlike the former champion, I will defend it. Once she gets her obligatory rematch, I'm going to go everywhere and defend it. And I've heard that you have a place where I could defend it. You have a show coming up? What about this? Hit me up. What's this about?
Oh, no, you talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about you want to come to my turf on the Perfect Podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Which
I'm a traveling champ, man. Where can I find it? I'm a traveling champ.
the Perfect Podcast you will find on SoundCloud.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be www.soundcloud.com hashtag the Perfect Podcast. Hence the word perfect sound perfect in every way.
Oh, okay. Well, I would be once I get her rematch out of the way. I'd be honored to defend. Now, is there anywhere else we could find you? Like, you got some social medias? What you got?
You find me on my Facebook page, Vandale Project McCary. Also Facebook, the Perfect Podcast. I am a channel, and if I do Twitter channel, still be the same thing. The Perfect Podcast. Instagram Black Panther 803. I'm probably gonna change the name to Heel Turn Champion. iCloud.com. Gonna be the
Oh, oh. Well, we'll see.
It doesn't matter. Yo, he has it. Haven has it. He has it. It should be
We'll see. Because I am a kind champion, I am a kind, evil champion. I will give a shout out to Haven. So you may find where she's been off to, where she's run off to, whether it be her training or the Caribbeans or wherever she is. You can find her on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, and Twitter at
I know.
Haven_Rain, HAEVYN_REYE. Also, to her, I have to say this: if you want to see some of our former, I would say, back and forth, you can go to our newly launched website, www.comicjaunt.com, which is up now with articles, videos, and, of course, the library of our podcast. Go on, my friend. I interrupted you. Sorry about that.
I was trying to tell you. Faces don't train. They cry and eat ice cream.
Not the ice cream jabs. Well, then.
Fuck Sam.
Oh, not fuck Sammy. Dang. Well, I will also have to say for the show, if you want to follow this show along with his show, you can find this show at the Comic Jaunt Podcast. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Podbean, Google Play. I don't know why I did dramatic pause. You can find us all on there. Sub to us. You can find us on Twitter under the same name, and then YouTube under the same name. We might put videos up there. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Got to find through my busy schedule while I'm going to your show to defend this championship once I give her one-off rematch that she won't win, by the way. And to add final insult to injury, I have to say her extro, that's not the word to use, her outro later. Oh, that was actually pretty good, man. I like that.